That's my mother saying when she got an honorary doctorate at the Queensland University of Technology. She had about a half a dozen honorary doctorates, where she said treaty. That's another book worth getting, Udru. It's got her last speech in there, and a poem to me, and it expresses the reason why I do what I do, treaty business. And it's called Son of Mine, to Dennis. That's it there. My son, your troubled eyes search mine, trouble and hurt by colour line. Your black skin soft as velvet shine, what can I tell you, son of mine? I could tell you of heartbreak, hatred blind, I could tell you of crimes that shame mankind, of brutal wrong and deeds malign, of rape and murder, son of mine. But I'll tell instead of brave and fine, when lives of black and white entwine and men in brotherhood combine, this I would tell you, son of mine. That's it. That's what it is.
I met Dennis in the late 1960s as part of when his mother was one of the key people in Fakatsi, when Dennis was one of the advocates of Aboriginal control of Fakatsi.
Your Majesty, thank you very much for your reply letter of acknowledgement of my offer to do treaty in order to stop the ongoing genocidal wars being waged upon us, sovereign tribal Aborigine peoples, unremittingly. However, I would also point out to your Majesty, without treaty, stands naked and unadorned before your own Crown law, most certainly before God's 1 Kings 21 in this country. Surely you have a duty of care to your colonial subjects of the colony of Australia, posing unlawfully as a nation state. At Crown law and God's law, you cannot say you are Herod's problem. To do so is to gainsay Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Thus, the attached bill of costs to date, as I have heard nothing from the Governor-General to this date. P.S. Our youth suicide rate is twice the national rates and rising. We have had to deal with one of my grandchildren making 6 attempts. Outside of Brisbane there's an island called Stradbroke Island. We call it Minjerribah. Quandamooka is Moreton Bay. And our property of Mingalva, which I inherited from my mother, and I made sure that the title wouldn't be lost by burying my brother, my grandson and my mother there. So that land is sacred, that 5 acres is sacred.
Dennis is one of the most important people in the old Black Power movement because he was probably the most radical of all, in the sense that he was the one who created the Australian version of the Black Panther Party, and who was probably the most uncompromising of all of the people in the Black Power movement. And as such, he's, a genuine historical legend.
Do you consider yourself an activist or a protester?
I'm just a black fella. Living in the dream time. You should try it sometime. And I've been able to achieve this while watching 40-foot waves break over my ship in Bass Strait at 15, or doing 8 years in jail, or living in my TARDIS at the embassy here right now. Heaven is within you and all around you. You just don't see it. What the blackfella lawman does is know the law so he can create the peace. Big difference. And we're here for peace, prosperity and healing. If you're not doing that, go away. Our tribal invectomy is the elders, men's business, women's business, initiation, now we've got treaty, bloodlines back to territory. And we do treaties on that basis. The four institutions of their governance is the monarch, the parliament, the judiciary, and the fourth estate is the media.
We'll both fucking fight till the day we die, you know. That was clear from what Dennis said to me today, but, you know, we both know in the long term we're not going to fucking be alive to see the victory. But as long as there is some generation out there in the future who do see victory, that's all that matters. It's not about us, it's about them.
In terms of the corporations, and this is what you'll see if you go to the site on the Queen, or any corporation, I'm saying we must have a 51% equity. We must have a controlling interest. Otherwise, that's where the real pathology is in society, is in your corporations. Under maritime commercial law, they make you slaves by way of your birth certificate. By way of your birth certificate, you must obey their statuted laws that have statute out of most of your common law rights. See, what the Christians have left out of their equations in the main is that the ancestors walk here with us. That's our standing army. And we're looking through the eyes of the unborn children.